Yo, it's good everyone. This is Ayo Boxing from Adiba, and here's my post-fight review for Jason Moloney versus Vincent Astrolabio. And this fight was a classic example of the technical boxer versus the Filipino brawler and pressure fighter. And once again, the technical boxer beat the Filipino brawler. And this usually tends to happen whenever this matchup occurs. I had Astrolabio winning in my prediction video, but I did state that it was a 50-50 fight and Moloney had a very good chance of winning. So I'm not surprised by the outcome. And I think my assessment of what could happen was accurate. I said Astrolabio was flat-footed, had slower feet, and didn't have great head movement, and because of that, Moloney could capitalize on those problems with his in-and-out boxing move style and have success, and he did. I said if Astrolabio did not assert himself, Moloney will dictate the pace, and that's pretty much what happened in this fight. Moloney's jab and footwork won him this fight. And I see a lot of Filipino fans say that Moloney was running and he was hugging the whole fight, and because of that, he should have lost, and I strongly disagree with that. Moloney didn't run. Moloney was boxing from the outside and utilizing movement. For the majority of the fight, Moloney was in front of Astrolabio and would circle around him. He would move in to attack and land punches and then move back out of Astrolabio's range. And when Astrolabio tried to come forward and attack, Moloney would step back to be out of range and circle out, but he will always be in front of Astrolabio. Furthermore, Astrolabio would follow Moloney instead of trying to cut off the ring. This allowed Moloney to evade and control the range and distance of the majority of the fight. Moloney didn't start clinching until the championship rounds, and even then, it wasn't excessive. I don't know why some fans expect for guys to just stand in front of each other and exchange for the whole fight. Even the great Manny Pacquiao boxed and moved and utilized his legs in fights. The best example of this was his fight against Antonio Margarito, and most Filipino fans think that fight was one of Manny's best performances. But in that fight, you can say that Manny was running because he was using his legs and movement, so I don't get it. But like I said, Moloney's jab won him this fight. The jab was effective at dictating the range of the fight and keeping Astrolabio at bay. Because of the lack of head movement from Astrolabio, straight punches were very effective. Combinations like the 1-2, 1-1-2, and similar variations would often land. Moloney would also throw in some good left hooks to the head and body from time to time. Astrolabio found his most success in the fight by counterpunching. He caught Moloney with left hooks, right hands, and body punches whenever Moloney lingered too long on the inside. He would even hurt Moloney in the 9th round, but he couldn't really capitalize on it. Astrolabio also tried to initiate the action, but for the most part was unsuccessful because Moloney was too elusive. Astrolabio would do his best work at the end of the fight and in the first round, but the majority of the middle rounds went to Moloney. Moloney was just one step ahead of Astrolabio and would often start first and finish last. In summary, it wasn't the most entertaining fight, but Moloney did his thing. And on top of that, his right hand was broken by the 3rd round, so he really had to dog it out for this win. So shout out to the new WBO bantamweight champion. And for Astrolabio, he can definitely bounce back. He's still young and he fought well despite losing. The 118 division is still wide open for anyone, so he could possibly get a title shot again by next year. Now we just have to wait and see what happens with the WBC and IBF belts. Maybe Takuma Inoue can have a unification with Moloney. Now that's a fight I want to see. But who knows, this is boxing. Anything can happen. But thank you for tuning in with Ayo Boxing with Adiba. Hit like and subscribe, and more content's coming your way.